Hey, Coach, just wondering if you have any updates on some of the injuries that took place this past weekend.
Um, Tavon actually has trained. He did an individual session um with the physios, and they were really pleased with him. So he'll go back with the team tomorrow if he can get through the team session because it's just pain tolerance. If he can get through the team session, he'll be up for selection. Matthias Pellegrini, who missed out on a slight hamstring, was also in individual training. Hopefully, same situation, although a different injury. If he can get through the team training tomorrow, he'll be available. James Sands took the ball in the face. He's fine. He's a little bruised across the nose, but there's no problem.
Michael?
Nick, thanks for the time. U.S. Open Cup, another opportunity for NYCFC to fight for a trophy, but it's also a competition that kind of makes you shift focus away from the league. Talk to us about how you're managing the squad rotation for that.
Yeah, I just said previous on some media that I did that it's 50-50, I think, because definitely it's an opportunity to rotate and it's an opportunity to get some guys some minutes and really get focused on competing. The likes of Tony Alfaro, Justin Hack, those guys. Andres Yassin, although he hasn't played a lot of football. But at the same time, I come into the facility this morning and there's a group of guys that are really, really hungry to get a win on the road. And they don't care what competition it is. They just want to make sure that they get paid back for all the hard work and all of the commitment that they're showing. And, the performance on Saturday deserves more. We deserve nothing for giving away set play, but it deserves more in the way that we're playing and the way that we're working. So it's 50-50. Yeah, it's a good opportunity, but at the same time, the guys in there are so hungry to continue.
Scott?
Hey, Coach, thanks as always for the time. I appreciate it. Talk a little bit about Cincinnati, the progress they've made in the last couple of years, and how your team is feeling going up against an opponent like that. Thanks.
Yeah, they've made huge progress in the sense of, when I first came here in 2020 and 2021, the team was struggling. It didn't make playoffs. It couldn't get consistent. And then, the new coach comes in and he did an incredible job last year, not only of getting the team into playoffs, but getting the team organization and being a real threat as a team. And they've continued that this year. I was certain they would anyway, because the second year, it always gives you opportunity. The first year is a building year. The second year is a good opportunity to really, build on that. And, they've always been dangerous. You have the likes of Brandon Vasquez and, Brenner and Sergio Santos up the front as nines. You're going to cause problems. And they have Lucia Costa underneath that is a really, really good number 10. So, scoring goals is never going to be a problem for them. And I think they've probably tightened up and not conceded so many goals in these early stages as they did last year. And that turns into wins. So really dangerous team. We saw that last year, whether we were at home or away, two difficult games. We know we're going to have to perform to get a result.
Trey, you have another one?
Yeah, this is a silly one, kind of. In the 2004 movie Man on Fire, Dakota Fanning says to Denzel Washington, "Look, I'm tough, I'm tough." And you guys have talked a lot about toughness and bravery. And Denzel Washington says, there's no such thing as tough. There's trained and not trained. And do you feel like the team is kind of in a place training wise and technically such a young team where they can, be more successful in these away games? Or do you think that it's the team has what it takes technically, but that there's a toughness missing?
No, I disagree. I think the toughness or the mentality that you require to win a game on the road, we 100% have. We just had a game where we carry the whole game. We dictate the game from start to end. With a team that's really trying to push, with a team that really, really showed our identity. And I know Christian well, and I know the way that Charlotte wants to play, and that's not, putting it up the field and playing long. And although that caused us problems, I thought we played really, really well. We have an area in the game that we have to improve, and I've said before, it's not a positive But it also, there is a small positive in being able to shine a light exactly in the area where you need to improve. We've conceded 14 goals this year, 50% of them from set play. In past years, we've been a really strong team in set play. But if you look at the roles and responsibilities of why we were strong, those guys aren't in this team anymore. The likes of, Alex Cayens, Anton Tinnerholm, Tati Castellano, Maxi Morales, these guys worked at set play for 4 or 5 seasons. And this group has worked at it since pre-season, and we need to improve at it. And the guys know this. We need to improve in that area. If we score 2 goals on the road, we expect to get something out of the game, if not win the game. And if we perform like we did against Charlotte every week, we'll win more games than we lose on the road, because the mentality was good, the technique was good, and tactically we understood what Charlotte were going to do, and we solved that problem. But we have to sustain that performance. If we don't play that well against Cincinnati, we won't win the football game. But those areas we have to tighten up quickly.
Michael?
Yeah, Nick, I want to keep on this conversation about mentality, because one of the players that wasn't on the field on Saturday was Maxime Chanot, but I don't think I saw the guy sit down, constantly standing on the end line, cheering on his teammates. It's got to make you feel good that this is not a group that is hanging their heads and feeling like luck is against them, that they're really fighting. And I guess that's also the question of, is the intensity in training showing you that they're still fighting and saying, hey, we can figure this one out amongst ourselves?
Yeah, I mean, I'd be worried if I didn't think we had the fight and the togetherness and the desire. I come into the facility this morning, the mood is really good. There's an air of frustration and an air of disappointment, because they see that, we gave a game away. And the own goal is unfortunate. Is nobody's fault. It's not Richie's fault. It comes off his head and goes in the goal. The mentality of the group is confident. You can see in the way that we play. We know there's going to be ups and downs and inconsistencies because of the age profile of the group and because of the nature of the newness of the group. But, the togetherness, the fight, the hunger, the desire, I see that in the guys' eyes when I'm in the meeting room this morning and when we're on the training pitch with the guys that trained. The intensity and the competitive nature of the group is there. So, I really don't worry about that. I'm frustrated, but I know that we have to continue to push and improve in those areas where we need to be better.